This is KGW News at Sunrise.
I think we're going to have a deal done today and hopefully get our kids back in by Monday or Tuesday.
What we get from the district over and over again are proposals that are repackaged.
It's clear that Portland Public Schools and the teachers union are not on the same page. That means no deal and no classes again today. Where things stand before another bargaining session tomorrow.
And we are about a week and a half out from Thanksgiving, and if you still don't have a menu planned out, no worries. There are a number of local businesses that can take the hassle out of the holiday for you. Details on where you can order a ready-made feast coming up in just about 15 minutes. Plus.
Ruling on the field is a fumble and a recovery by the defense. First down.
What happened right there is, Washington is going in for an easy score until they drop the ball before they go into the end zone. You can't drop off the paycheck at the doorstep of the bank.
Brad with you when you cross that line.
You got to go all the way to the vault, my friend. So despite that big mistake, the University of Washington did hold on for the win this weekend. The Huskies won, the Ducks won, the Beavers won. We're talking college football a little bit later this half hour because those three teams are heading for a crash course against each other for the Pac-12 title.
Like this?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to make sure that our director knew that it was time to come out.
I thought you were doing like a crash.
The only people who saw that, Brenda, was us until just now. Then you saw Brenda doing it. Did you know that the University of Washington is heading to Corvallis this weekend? There's a Pac-12 showdown coming
after
the
they put
Beavers'
up
way.
62 this weekend.
Yeah, no, the Beavers look good. All right, so anyways, Rod is here today to talk about our Monday forecast. Let's go, Rodney.
Thank you for the Sports Minute. Weather time. All right, we had the rain last evening. We got through yesterday daytime nice and dry. I hope you enjoyed it. Turned out to be a great day. This is what's left on the back end of that system that brought the rain last evening. And there are some rain areas out east as well. It looks like we're going to fairly quickly see all of this taper off. So our Futurecast models say 9, 10 o'clock this morning will be completely dry. So just a little bit of rain out the door. You can see the clouds. We're very comfortable. Winds are calm. 51 out at the airport. And I basically have us in the mid-50s this afternoon. 53 at noon, a high of 56, 52 at 5 p.m. Winds will be light as well. So really a nice upcoming Monday. Chris?
Be nice to see some sun. All right, let's get you the roads. And real quick, as we zoom in on the east side here, we had an earlier crash on the ramp from I-5 north to Interstate 84. Let's see if we can still see it on our Rose City Sky camera. There's the transition from I-5 north to Interstate 84. And then a real quick check here. Yeah, there we go. This is from the Metro building camera. You can see the headlights there lining up. So it looks like one of the lanes on that ramp is blocked. Traffic is making it around, but obviously that's kind of our first pinch point of the morning commute. Otherwise, we're in pretty good shape. Light volume and no other major issues out there right now. Christine?
Thank you, Chris. There is no class today for more than 40,000 students who've now been out of school for almost 2 weeks.
Portland Public Schools and the teachers union spent the weekend bargaining but couldn't reach a deal. Here's where things stand this morning. PPS presented the union with a deal that includes a one-time bonus for top earners and some student-centered investments. The district also laid out more than $100 million in cuts to make that happen. But the union does not agree with the math and argues the district can do more.
The reality is the district has the funds. They refuse to talk to us about class sizes and the impacts on our students, and that is why they continue to keep kids out of school.
I've been saying this from the beginning, compensation, class size, you have to manage those two dials or you could put your school district in insolvency. We don't want to do that.
The bargaining session's scheduled to resume tomorrow.
All right, let's take a look at a couple of other local stories that we're following this morning, starting with this one. Enforcement of Portland's daytime camping ban will not begin today after a judge put a pause on the ordinance last week. So the judge ruled in favor of a group of homeless people in Portland who sued the city, calling the ban unconstitutional. So technically, the ban is still in place, but enforcement of the ban is on hold until that group's case can be heard in full. We also want to let you see this video from over the weekend, a crazy crash on Portland's east side. Portland Fire and Rescue says this McLaren, can you see the car in this video? It's a super expensive car. A McLaren that crashed into the United Finance building there on Burnside and Grand early Sunday morning. It happened around 2:30 a.m. So that is a nearly $300,000 car that broke the glass and damaged the front of the building as it went through. The driver was taken to the hospital with only minor injuries.
Today marks 1 year since 4 University of Idaho students were stabbed to death in their off-campus house in Moscow. At 6 o'clock this evening, there will be a vigil at the university to remember them. In the meantime, the suspected killer, Brian Kohberger, remains in custody until his trial date is set. Later this morning, the Today Show will have more on the case and what students are doing to honor the victims.
This morning, we are hearing from the ex-girlfriend of a former NFL player, Chad Wheeler, after he was convicted on 2 counts of assault for beating her. A Washington jury issued the ruling on Thursday. Wheeler, who is a former Seahawks player, faces a minimum of 5 years in prison. The conviction stems from an arrest in January of 2021. Court documents allege Wheeler choked and beat his then-girlfriend, Aaliyah Taylor. Officers found Taylor covered in blood, and she reportedly told police she thought she had died. After Thursday's verdict, Taylor says she feels liberated.
I think it's sometimes a bit difficult, especially when you're holding someone accountable, a person of power, someone popular like that in the NFL, holding them accountable. You can have a lot of pressures on you. So I say first and foremost, be present with how you feel. Don't feel guilty. Don't be too mindful of what everyone else's feelings are about the situation. Be present with yourself.
Taylor says she sees that night as a turning point in her life. She is now an advocate for domestic violence survivors.
For the first time since his arrest, the off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot accused of trying to shut off the engines of a passenger plane mid-flight is speaking to the media. Joseph Emerson opened up to the New York Times about what was going through his head the day of that flight. So Emerson said he believed he was in a hallucinogenic state that had been plaguing him since he took psychedelic mushrooms 2 days before that flight. He admitted to trying to pull the emergency shutoff handles while he was riding in the jump seat of the cockpit because he thought he was dreaming at the time. Emerson was arrested when the plane made an emergency landing here at Portland. He's currently being held in the Multnomah County Jail facing 83 counts of attempted murder. We also know at this point that Emerson struggled with mental health issues. And like many other pilots, Emerson told the New York Times that he was afraid of reporting those issues over fears that he could be barred from flying. In response to all this, the FAA is creating a committee to decide how they can encourage pilots to actually report their mental health issues.
Okay, before we get to Rod this morning and a look at weather, we have a live look at Portland's living room, Pioneer Courthouse Square. You see the crane is up there assembling the Christmas tree. It arrived just last week, and the city will be lighting that up, which is a 75-foot tall Douglas fir. So the tree lighting happens the day after Thanksgiving. Thousands of people come downtown to watch. They sing Christmas carols. It's just a big old party. We'll also be live streaming the tree lighting on KGW.com and KGW Plus. Reporter Blair Best is going to be hosting. The ceremony begins at 5:30.
You've done that a number of times over the years, haven't you? Hosted that
About
tree
25
lighting?
years.
That's what
Yeah.
I've done it twice, and both years for me, weather couldn't have been more miserable.
Oh no, we've had some dry weather.
Hey, what did you mean at 4:30? Rod said in the 4:30 that there are some models out there showing next week could be,
right.
you said kind of crazy?
So
Maybe
the
I'm putting words
European
in.
model, I've seen some people pick up on this on social posts. The European model is just hard to believe crazy cold next Tuesday, Wednesday into Thanksgiving, where we would have temperatures maybe battling to get up to 40, 42 for a high. And if you look at the position of the low, you're like, what kind of moisture would that be? But the other models,
Yes, Brenda.
but the other models are as much as 20 degrees warmer. So if you look at 5 or 6 models and one is here, and the others are here and here, you keep an eye on this one, but you kind of dismiss it. So that's where we're at right now. Take a look at the Pacific satellite picture. Upper level low. This one is going to continue to curl, and it's going to park right off of the door of the San Francisco Bay Area and then sit there and bring occasional shots of rain starting overnight tonight, tomorrow, and then much of the week in California. At one point, it looked like maybe that would feed some decent rain up our direction. No longer looks that way. And then currently, you see the clearing just offshore from that cloud band. So this is the last hour, 2 or 3 of some showers working across the area. And then we'll be all dry this afternoon with partly sunny skies coming. Right now, there's some rain near Tillamook and then south. And then you've got quite a bit of rain out in the gorge and up over the Cascades. Here's what Futurecast shows. By 9 a.m. this morning, We're seeing drying and partly sunny skies develop at the coast. We're just about done with the rain chances for the day here in the valley. We go into the noon hour, it's all dry. Generally partly sunny skies, still some cloudiness flowing up into our area. And then here we are this evening. Even this evening, this does show a lingering shower out toward Pendleton. Winds will be light, and I think we'll get some fog and chilly temps in the 30s tomorrow morning. And then the latter part of tomorrow, here we are Tuesday at 6 p.m. Now we are seeing a little bit of moisture come up from our south, and that will fuel into some Wednesday showers, but those rain amounts look to be on the light side. This on the parking lot there, a little bit of fresh snow up at Timberline. Snow level has been holding above 4,000 feet, which means the passes are just wet at this hour. It's 32 up at the lodge. We have clouds over the city this morning. Early morning number in Portland, 51. 44 in the Dalles, 48 degrees out in Baker City. Nobody's freezing, so a fairly comfortable start to your day. So showers ending early in a few hours this morning, and then we're dry until tomorrow evening. A little bit of rain into Wednesday, dry Thursday, Friday. Heavier system brings more of a soaking rain Saturday afternoon, night into Sunday, and that is your forecast.